Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Ted. This is No Nonsense News, Tuesday, October 27th, 2020. First headline: Maryland voter arrested after refusing to wear mask at a polling location in Harford County. Okay, I'm bringing this one to you simply because he refused to wear the mask and they gave him a hard time. They told him there's a special area for people who are unable or unwilling to wear the masks, and the police came, spent a half hour telling him the same thing. He can go to this special place. He stood up for his rights because I believe he did the right thing. He stood up, but he got arrested, and that's what's coming. Your freedoms are going to be taken away, like I told you guys yesterday. Texas, the lockdowns are coming. Get ready for them now. Texas, just yesterday, basically started upping the restrictions in El Paso, right? Now today you got New York, which was already doing it, but now they're getting even more stricter. De Blasio comes out and urges all New Yorkers to avoid travel for the holidays. Basically what he said was, don't go to any hotspot states, don't go to any hotspot countries. Basically, keep your ass home and don't celebrate Thanksgiving. What is happening to America? This is a part of our culture. They're taking your culture away by scaring you out of it. The numbers don't back up what they're doing. Here's another one. In Chicago, tightening restrictions. Indoor dining banned in Chicago. Governor cites rising COVID case numbers. Okay, case numbers are definitely going up. I'm not saying this thing is fake. I'm not saying it's real. That's not the argument. The argument is, regardless of the numbers of people contracting it, how many people are dying? You got to look at the statistics. Less than 1%. Way less than 1%. You have a 99.997% chance of making it through this thing, even if you get it, as long as you're not extremely old and have underlying conditions. Now that the statistics are coming out, we can see that it's nonsense and we're being force-fed this narrative, and it needs to stop. We need to stand up. Also, you got, just yesterday, there was another shooting of an African American by police. I read the whole article. Go check it out for yourself. Like I said a couple times to you guys in other videos, in America today, it's really hard to be a cop. I wouldn't want to be a cop. You got, they're going out rioting and looting now over this again. This guy, the cops were called to the scene. This guy was wielding a knife. Cops told him repeatedly put the knife down. He backed cops up with this knife. Repeatedly being asked to put the knife down, the cops shoot him. And you think you have a reason to riot? That doesn't seem like a racial thing. That seems like a criminal thing. Okay? Just like what's going on is criminal. In Philadelphia, ATMs are blown up outside of D'Alessandro Steakhouse in Roxborough. Okay? You have civil unrest across Philly leads to looting and vandalism of multiple stores following the police-involved fatal shooting of Walter Wallace Jr. Now, I'm not saying that the system that we have is perfect. It could use a revamping, but it's not racist. The guy was a criminal. The cops were called there to handle him. He didn't listen. All he had to do to be alive today was put the knife down. The nonsense has to stop, okay? And ask yourself this. They're rioting and looting, tearing up Philadelphia. What the hell does an ATM have to do with race? Why would you blow up an ATM because of racism? Why would you tear up these people's stores because of racism? Don't you think these stores right now want to call the cops on you? It's foolish. Look, people, in America, we're not racist, okay? You wouldn't have Obama. If America was racist, Obama, an African American, doesn't get voted into to be the president of the United States. If we're a racist country, you don't have an African American president, as well as just about every branch of government now. Whether you talk about governors, whether you talk about Supreme Court, whether you talk about Congress, there's African American representation in all of it. That doesn't happen in a racist country. Also, take a look around. Act like you don't know. Everywhere you look, you see young white kids emulating, looking up to, and trying to act like hip-hop people, right? Famous hip-hop stars. It's all over the place. Wiggers, they used to be called when I was a young kid. And because I was one of them, right? Like, you look around. In a racist country, people don't try to act like the people that are supposedly being acted against with racism. As a matter of fact, when we did have racism in this country, light-skinned African Americans would act like they were white because they didn't want to be known as that. If you have racism, people wouldn't act like the color that's being hated on. Okay? So anyway, I got to looking into this, and I was like, I wonder how many white people get shot by cops. I want to see the statistics on this, okay? So I went and I searched it down. It took a little bit of finding because they definitely didn't make it easy for me to find, right? So if you look right here, look at the screen, you see 457 white people in 2017. Okay, just look at 2020. 2020, 287 white people. Now let's go to black people. Black people, 142 in 2020. Way more white people got shot by the cops in 2020 than black people. How come we're not talking about that? It's only when it's an African American. This is propaganda. And this is propaganda that they're using to divide America, to keep your eyes off of the prize. And while we're bickering and fighting over this dumb shit, they're robbing us, stealing us blind, and taking over our government. It's time to stand up. We need to unify and stand up and come together. It's almost too late. All right, guys. That's it for me. Give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Hit the bell. Stay safe. Don't be scared. Be prepared. I'll see you guys tomorrow.